Fellow Grenadians, thank you. Give them a better round of applause. Good evening again, fellow Grenadians and our guests. Tonight we are going to celebrate after 1 year of an NDC government. The government was able to accomplish a lot of small but meaningful projects, and day in, day out, they're doing things transforming Grenada as part of their agenda. I'd like to call to the podium Mr. Michael Karabash. Is Michael here? While he's here, oh yes, he's coming. Michael Karabash is going to join us. Well, on my next trip, I'm going to give you some Raffle goodies.
Devil, devil, come and play. Emancipated, but drag that chain. Let blackened blood fill your vein. Escape from thought. Go insane. Now on with the horns and masquerade. And rise like ash of burned cane. Rise like ash of burned cane. Floating high, beyond terrain, over clouds, to the astral plane, where rivers of rum, beer, and champagne run free. Don't refrain, don't abstain, eat and drink, smoke and slay that soca beat that's in your brain. Because this is where you'll remain, an endless fete for friends and flame. To reach new highs, the jab's juve. Thank you. My name is Michael Karabash. I am a lawyer here in Toronto, and I'm involved with many other people in doing a lot of different charity trips in Grenada. In 2019, I wasn't feeling so hot. Everything was okay physically. Business was good. Just, I was missing something. So my beautiful wife, Paris, said, go to Grenada, do one of your charity trips, you'll feel better. So I went. And that's where I fell in love with Grenadians. The culture, the people, so kind, so compassionate, with a sense of community. And that's where I discovered jab music. And I played jab. And I found, thank you. I'm looking at the DJ because he knows what I want to hear, right? Tombstone. And I discovered a man. His name is Don Charles. He's no longer with us. He passed away about 14 years ago. And Don put Grenada on the map for something really special. He took the beating of the drums and the playing of the conch shells off the street, and he put it into rhythms, to say rhythm, Jambalasi rule rhythm, so that the molasses devils in us could come out and dance and break free and show everybody how free we are. And the thing about Don is, yeah, he was an amazing sound engineer. And the man had style. And with Moss International and his beloved Agnes, they made magic. But what a lot of people don't know about Don is that he was a very humble man with a big smile. And he would give you the shirt off his own back. And his legacy still exists today. And so when I reflect about why I'm up here, it's not to talk about me, it's to talk about a group of women who are doing amazing things in Grenada. And I'm going to showcase some of them. You guys ready? Let's do this. First off, Patrice Nurse. With Robert Nurse, they put this together. They gave us this gift. Thank you so much, Patrice, AKA Mrs. Grenada. Get this woman a sash. She is a dental assistant, and she is coming down this August on one of our dental mission trips. And I salute you, Patrice, for being the beautiful, bodacious, bigger-than-life woman that you are. And I know Robert is amazing too, but you know, sometimes the women need the recognition, and today's one of those days. Okay, over at my table, Sitting beside me is Dr. Costa Abate. Dr. Costa, can you stand up for 1 second? Just stand up. She is the most Grenadian, non-Grenadian woman I know. Earlier today, we were discussing where our ashes were going to be scattered. I said BBC, she said Grand Anse. When she touches down in Grenada, she's like, we're going to go to this fete, we're going to go to that fete. Here's where they're doing 2-for-1 chicken. She knows it all. She is Grenadian, okay? Last year in Grenada, she's a dentist here in Toronto. She spent 5 days fixing teeth. And when we were all done, a 16-year-old girl came into this big clinic we had and said, I got no money. I have all these broken teeth. And Dr. Costa said, oh, we're going to take care of you. And the next day, on Costa's day off, she spent hours fixing this girl's teeth. This girl would have needed dentures or she would have had no teeth whatsoever. So, Dr. Costa, I salute you. Also at my table is Bev Woods. I do not use these words lightly. Bev is Canada's #1 hygienist. #1. She sits on all the boards. She knows everything there is to know, and she's going to Grenada this year to lead a team of 20 hygienists to put sealants on all the kids' teeth in the schools so that when they grow up, they're not going to get cavities. Bev is phenomenal, and she's larger than life. She is a force to be reckoned with. She is so philanthropic, and I'm super excited what she does in Grenada, not just this summer, but she's taken over the whole program. I keep telling her she's going to take over the whole dental and hygiene program, not just for Grenada, but for the whole Caribbean, Jamaica, St. Lucia, Turks, St. Martin, and Grenada. So thank you, Bev. There are 2 Grenadian women sitting at my table, Jackie and Janelle, sisters, born in St. Andrews, right? These women are salt of the earth. And what they want to do with a guy, there's a guy at the table, Dr. Stephen, he's Canada's #1 breast cancer researcher, doesn't matter. With these 2 women, Jackie and Janelle, they want to bring Stephen, they want to bring training, they want to bring equipment down to Grenada to do breast cancer and cervical cancer screening so Grenadians can help Grenadians. And I was just introduced to Jackie just a few weeks ago, and the thing that caught my attention was that she's supporting a Mother Teresa shelter for women. And I was just like, that's amazing. She's sending barrels down. She's doing this on her own. I mean, she should be up here. It shouldn't be me. You should be up here, Jackie. There's also Gail. Gail and Dr. Michael Krawchuk. Gail is the force that takes Mike down to Grenada to supervise about 35 dental students. Gail organizes this huge dental clinic for us so we can see 1,500 to 2,000 people for free doing extractions and restorations. And yeah, Mike's a dentist, he's a great guy, and he's supervising, but Gail is the force. She's the power behind him. So Gail, I salute you. There's also my wife, Paris. I wouldn't be up here doing all the crazy things I do, poetry, and I dance, and I go to Grenada, and I do all this volunteer work without her watching the boys. I got 2 small boys and the home. So I salute you. I love you. You are the best. Now, before I finish, I have to mention the unsung heroes who are not here, the women in Grenada. I'm talking about Dr. Julie Dubois, president of the Grenadian Dental Association, who lets us do our dental trips, and who is the first female in the Caribbean to be awarded a very prestigious Pierre Fouchard Award for her leadership in dentistry. That's Dr. Dubois. There's also Teresa Marichaux, who heads up GrenRop, which is an organization that seeks to empower women in the agricultural industry. And they work with the Sandals Foundation and Food for the Poor to do that. And there's also a woman who works in the PR department of the Ministry of Education. Her name is Soraya Mitchell, or Sorana Mitchell, and she's amazing at what she does, and she also educates the public when she's not working on the mental health crisis in Grenada. And last but not least is Dilion Forrester, as I like to call her Saint Dilion. She works in sandals in Grenada, and this woman, you can recognize her by the halo around her head. She loves to sing like her mom, Agnes, but she's also shy, like her father, Don Charles. And Grenadians would be wise to put her and these women on the pedestal and give them the mic instead of men like me, because they are the present, they are the future, not just for Grenada, but for the world. Thank you. I'll see you on the dance floor.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Just before I introduce the next performer, I have the pleasure of informing you about the raffles that's coming up. Raffles, you may see someone coming around in a while. $10 for one ticket, $20 for 10 tickets. First prize for Coyaba Resort, 4 nights at Coyaba is the first prize. The second prize is 3 nights at Buena Vista Apartments. And I wish you all luck, but only the dips can win. I have the distinguished pleasure in inviting Abby Jeremiah of the Grenada Diaspora. Abby Jeremiah.
Good evening. Okay, so special good evening to Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Andal, special invited guests, and every single one of you. It is my pleasure to talk to you about the Grenada Diaspora Advisory Council, or GDAC as we call it. You may have heard our Prime Minister mention GDAC in several different interviews. And this is an opportunity for each of you to have a little bit more context about GDAC, who we are, what we do, and most importantly, how you can think about your ability to engage with GDAC. So just to give you a little bit of history in terms of how GDAC got started. In September of 2022, my co-lead, Shonda Kador, and I, we presented the concept of GDAC to the Prime Minister and the Cabinet. Subsequently, GDAC was approved as a key initiative under the Ministry of Finance. The goal of GDAC and the mission is to really tap into the expertise of our diaspora. When you think about each and every single one of you, there's probably some level of expertise that you have. And maybe you've thought to yourself, gosh, how can I give back to my country? And so what GDAC is focused on is really leveraging strategic partnership of various professionals across the diaspora to partner with the government and the ministries to provide consultation and advisory services on a long-term basis. It is pro bono, it is volunteer, and our GDAC volunteers are committed for a minimum of 1 year. So we officially launched and kicked off in December of 2022 with a focus on healthcare, because as you all know, healthcare is a key priority and initiative for the government. So over the last 6 months, and I guarantee you, you're going to want to listen to this, because if you are Grenadian, you have Grenadian family in Grenada, this piece really is critical information. So over the past 6 months, we have been meeting on a monthly basis with our volunteer, primarily physicians in the diaspora. And we're driving a few critical focus areas and goals. One is around operations. So from an operations and infrastructure perspective, we are looking at partnering with a nonprofit in New York City that will provide gently used medical equipment to our primary health centers. If you're following what's been happening and the focus of the transformation agenda, it is on really allowing us to lean into primary health. And so with this, it allows for our health centers to really get up to time and allow us to be more intentional around preventing illnesses and being able to predict illnesses. The other pillar that we've put in place is our staffing and resources pillar. So as we all know, we have significant gap in our medical resources and professionals on the island. What this pillar is focused on is sort of a two-part midterm solution. One, it's introducing telehealth into Grenada, into our health centers. And so we are working with the government to pilot that. And then the other piece is on introducing a rotational program that will allow our Grenadian physicians to actually be on the ground providing services in our health centers. And then our final pillar is focused on mental health and wellness. I'm sure we all know that there is a stigma associated with mental illness, and so what we're working on is a framework to really destigmatize mental illness on our beloved island, as well as ensure we're educating our people around making sure that we are leaning into wellness. So those are sort of the focus areas of our healthcare pillar. Healthcare is our pilot, and we will continue to evolve. Our other pillars that will be coming on stream is around agriculture, education, climate resiliency, and infrastructure. So, and Shonda and I are so grateful to our volunteers who have been given their time consistently over the last couple of months to bring all of these to life. And most importantly, we are really grateful to the government for believing in this vision, for their partnership, for their alignment, and for really trusting us to leverage the expertise in the diaspora. So, if any of you, when you think about yourselves, when you think about people that you know, may have expertise in any area, we'd love to connect with you. So throughout the evening, I'm happy to speak to you and tell you a bit more about GDAC and potentially how you can really contribute to the transformation, because we all have to come together to help our government really achieve this transformational agenda. Thank you all.
Thank you, and I would just beg your attention, please. We're having an overlap at the back, so if you can keep silent, we proceed faster. I have the honor and privilege to invite Ms. Andrea St. Bernard, Treasurer of NDC Grenada. Ms. St. Bernard, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Andrea St. Bernard, and I am the Treasurer of the National Democratic Congress, one of the most important roles that I have played in my life. And it's an honor for me to be here tonight. I am also a Canadian, spent a lot of time growing up in Toronto, so I'm quite at home and happy to be here. Happy Canada Day. I want to acknowledge our head table, welcome the Honorable Prime Minister, Minister Andal, Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorary Consul General, Don Francois, Ambassador Rahaman, Honorable Consul Designate Jerry Hopkin. I'm here tonight to speak to you about the National Democratic Congress dream and vision of building a resource center. You would all, I hope by now, have heard about our resource center because you've all participated, in fact, in this vision by coming out here tonight. If you heard any of the advertisements, you would know that your ticket tonight is, in fact, a donation towards our vision to build a resource center. So I'm here tonight to speak a little bit about the resource center and offer a little bit of information about this, this plan that we have. We are seeking to build a home for the National Democratic Congress. See the next slide. And I'll start with my conclusion. My job here tonight, indeed, is to launch what we are, yet another one of our financing strategies in this pursuit of building a resource center, which is the Buy a Block campaign. So indeed, the National Democratic Congress has embarked on this ambitious task of building a resource center to serve as the nerve center of the party's operations, to be a place where a community can meet, work, and organize party activities. But in order to launch this campaign and to bring this vision forward, I want to give a little bit of information about how we got here and to the point where we've put on our agenda such an ambitious task as building a resource center. So to do this, I'm going to give you a little bit of my story and some of the journey that I've been through with the National Democratic Congress. I became the treasurer in November of 2021 at the party's convention. And this indeed was quite a historic, marked a historic change of course for the NDC and ultimately for Grenada. The Honorable Deacon Mitchell at this convention became the leader of the National Democratic Congress. And less than 8 months later, he became the Prime Minister of Grenada. Obviously, no small feat. The National Democratic Congress has just marked and passed the mark of a one-year anniversary in government. And notwithstanding, not just 1 week, but maybe several weeks of celebrations, I do want to take this opportunity again to congratulate the Prime Minister and his team on the many accomplishments and successes of the NDC government during its first year in government. Following the NDC's victory in June, the new government set forward on a path to deliver on its promise for change by advancing what had become commonly known as the transformation agenda. So the transformation agenda, if you haven't tuned in, is the highlights of the primary areas of focus for the government that we would use to transform Grenada. And it includes healthcare, education, physical and digital infrastructure, agriculture, culture and the digital economy, as well as energy transition and the environment. These pillars, Ms. Jeremiah would be speaking to a lot of you. These are the areas where we believe we can really transform Grenada, and places where we're looking to harness also the expertise and power that we know lives in the diaspora to come home and work with us, in particular in these primary pillars for transformation. And the government's pursuit of this transformation agenda has been met with resounding support from the people of Grenada. There is an understanding of how these areas are areas that need attention and could really set Grenada on a path towards much more stability and prosperity. But as the treasurer of the National Democratic Congress, I'm here tonight to declare and to inform you all that Grenada's transformation agenda stands on the shoulders of the journey for transformation of the National Democratic Congress. I became a member of the NDC in 2021, and I recognized that I identified with the founding principles of the NDC, such as building democracy, advancing fairness, morality in public affairs, and in particular, a pledge to serve our country. And I was very attracted, in fact, to the NDC because of its strong base of long-standing and strong supporters. But there was no denying the fact that we had structural and resource deficiencies and significant challenges as a result. So, in November of 2021, we elected the Honorable Deacon Mitchell to become the political leader of the National Democratic Congress. At the time, the party was saddled by 2 straight clean sweeps over the previous 2 general elections, and it was in a bad state. The Executive Council of the NDC set out on a mission to strengthen and develop the NDC so that it would be able to stand as an institution capable of advancing service to our country. And we recognize that the work of a political party is not just campaigning during election season. Party work is an ongoing necessity for the survival and good functioning of the party. There must be meetings of executives, meetings of the community, training sessions, community outreach. Yet in 2021, of 15 constituencies, only 2 or 3 had functioning offices. So among the first orders of business of the Executive Council was to work with the branches to see each constituency branch open an office. The undertaking meant that the constituency branches had to commit to monthly obligations, rent, staff compensation, and it's not easy, volunteer work and fundraising arrangements. And the executives of the branches took up the call, and we were successful in establishing offices across the constituencies. All 15 constituencies had a place. This structural advance was critical to the successful campaign through the intense days of the campaign, that each branch had a place where its members and supporters could gather, could discuss, could plan, and could grow together. So building on our successes and understanding the challenges ahead, we have now undertaken to build a resource center which will serve as a base from which the NDC can better serve Grenada. Next slide. So we don't have a final plan. We're in the early stages. The next slides will just give a little bit of a visual representation of the vision that we have for the NDC Resource Center. Next slide. Next slide. So what is this resource center really going to be? Well, we certainly need some functional spaces. So we intend to build a resource center with sufficient space to host a convention hall, a large, flexible space that can accommodate a variety of events, such as town hall meetings, conferences, exhibitions, and political rallies. It's important to note that this would be an opportunity for the party to earn revenue. There are very few convention centers in Grenada, and we, the party, have a need for gatherings of large numbers of people ourselves. So we're constantly ourselves looking for places for gatherings for our conventions, our general councils. But also, we recognize that the shortage of such spaces in Grenada offers us the opportunity to actually build an institution that can earn revenue and help stabilize the party. We need meeting rooms. We need places where our committees, our executive, our youth can meet, can learn together, can train. We envision that our recreation center would be climate smart, would have outdoor recreation space, both from a gathering perspective, but also for the wellness aspect. And a kitchen sufficient to create the convention and to facilitate all meetings. So again, each of those items, again, if I keep my treasurer hat on, are all areas where we absolutely have ongoing need within the party and create revenue opportunity. A media center, a dedicated space for press, again, the regular ongoing work of the party that needs to be done and that we're constantly scrambling to find find a way. Storage room, it's interesting, but the party in fact does quite a bit of event planning, and it always seems like we're starting from scratch. So to have an opportunity to have a home where we can begin to store and leverage one event to the next really is a good opportunity. And then, not least of all, of course, is a home for the NDC Secretariat, where we actually can have the center of operations. So this is a significant undertaking, but one which we believe is very important for the stability of the party and for the ongoing growth and success of the party. And so we've undertaken to do this, which will require financing. The Executive Council has appointed a dedicated financing team, and as you can see from this event, we have begun to find ways to finance the Resource Center. We have a target of raising 5 million EC dollars, which would facilitate the purchase of property and the building of the Resource Center. And to date, we've raised just about $200,000, and I want to make a very special mention of significant donation made by our General Secretary of the South, Mr. Azam Rahman, who has already pledged and indeed deposited $25,000 into the Resource Center financing. So thank you. Our Honorable Prime Minister himself has also deposited a $50,000 deposit into the Resource Center fundraising. So certainly this is something that we're taking very seriously. It's an ambitious goal, but we know that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with just a single step. We encourage you all to participate in the success of this initiative, and it will mark yet another new monumental milestone, not only for the National Democratic Congress, but for political parties across the region. So tonight, I'm taking the opportunity of this beautiful gala, and let me just make also a very special mention to the Toronto chapter, the chairperson, Mr. Robert Nurse. What a wonderful, beautiful event. I've really enjoyed all of the energy in the room. I'm taking this opportunity to launch the Buy a Block campaign, which gives everyone the opportunity to participate. Any little bit will help, and many little bits will help a lot. So please donate any little amount that you can. We'll be reaching out throughout the next several months and perhaps even over the next couple years. We imagine it'll take a few years to raise the funds. You'll hear more about it. Please buy a block, be a part of this initiative, help us build the National Democratic Congress Resource Center. Thank you.
I'm going to ask the folks in the back, are you guys able to hear us a little better now? Okay, I've been getting some complaints that it's difficult to hear in the back, and that's why we're hearing a lot of talk from the back. So I'm going to ask the speakers to really try to speak into this microphone. I'd like to thank again Andrea St. Bernard, advisor to the Prime Minister, special envoy for foreign investment and development, as well as treasurer for the NDC, for her words this evening. Thank you, treasurer. It is now my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for the evening, so if I could have your attention, please. His story is one of success, forged from hard work, determination, and a deep desire for betterment. Dickon Mitchell began his service to Grenada as a teacher at his alma mater, the Presentation Brothers College. The pursuit of his law degree would take him to the University of the West Indies in Barbados and Hugh Wooding Law School in Trinidad, gaining regional experience that would fuel his passion for Caribbean regional integration. His commitment to serve Grenada brought him straight home after his studies, where he distinguished himself as a formidable lawyer at Grant Joseph and Company and later Mitchell and Company. Dick and Mitchell's collective experiences as a teacher, mentor, lawyer, and youth advocate shaped his commitment to Grenada and motivated his decision to enter the political arena. In June 2022, only 8 months into his political career, he led his party to victory. As Prime Minister, the Honorable Dick and Mitchell As Prime Minister, the Honorable Dick and Mitchell is working with his cabinet of ministers to move Grenada forward, building the foundation for an equitable society that takes pride in its culture, heritage, and identity. Ladies and gentlemen, the 9th Prime Minister of Grenada, the Honorable Dick and Mitchell.
Thank you very much. Good night, Toronto. I want to make sure that you're hearing me. Good night, Toronto. If I had any doubt, and I didn't, I am absolutely feeling the love. Thank you very much. Please. I love you too. It's an absolute pleasure to be here tonight. And I want to thank all of you for coming out, for supporting this event, for supporting the government and the people of Grenada, for supporting the National Democratic Congress, and for supporting us and what has been an incredible, intense, gratifying, successful, and rewarding journey thus far. Permit me to recognize the head table by recognizing our Honorable Joseph Andel, the Member of Parliament for St. Patrick West, and our Minister for Foreign Affairs, Export and Trade. Mr. Zia Rahman, who is Grenada's Consul General to United Arab Emirates in Dubai, and Mrs. Rahman. And I want to take the opportunity to recognize his dad as well, who has been a stalwart of the National Democratic Congress. And despite his longevity, he's still going. He's the Assistant General Secretary for St. George and the Southern Zone of the NDC in Grenada. Ms. Dawn Francois, Honorary Consul General for Grenada in Toronto. Mr. Jerry Hopkin, Consul General Designate for Grenada in Toronto. And Ms. Andrea St. Bernard, Treasurer of the National Democratic Congress. And she's here more in her capacity as Treasurer of the National Democratic Congress, because this event really is your contribution towards the National Democratic Congress establishing a resource center. And I want to spend a little time talking about this because I want to give a little historical context of why we want to do this. Grenada has two main political parties, one in government now and one in opposition, which has been in government for a long time. But if you look at the history of Grenada, and we're celebrating our 50th anniversary of independence in 2024, and I want to use the opportunity to let you know we will have a huge diaspora homecoming for the 50th anniversary of our independence. And so I look forward to seeing all of you in Grenada. But we need our political parties to be institutions that go beyond a general election. We need them to be institutions that will encourage the next generation of Grenadians to want to get involved in public service, to want to get involved in political activity. We need them to believe in democracy, individual liberty, freedom of choice, respect for the views of other persons, and inclusivity, as well as diversity. But we are not going to be able to do so if our institutions don't have a home, don't have a place or a resource center that our citizens can use, socialize, come together, have an event like this, engage in learning, debate. We currently don't have this home. Not just the NDC, the opposition party as well, which has been in power for the better part of almost quarter century, does not even have a resource center or a place to call home. And we think it's important, if we are going to begin to distinguish ourselves and to get the next generation of Grenadians to believe in democracy, to believe in public service, to believe in volunteerism, that we need to demonstrate to them that we are prepared to leave something behind for them. And one of that is, in fact, the resource center. So it is not just for a political party, but it's for the entire nation. And so I'm extremely pleased that you took the time out. I know it's Canada Day, and so happy Canada Day to all of you, to be here with us today and to contribute to the building of our resource center. So thank you once again. You deserve a hearty round of applause. So now for the most scripted part of my presentation. Fellow Grenadians, friends of Grenada, wannabe Grenadians, good evening and welcome. The opportunity to be here tonight, sharing this celebratory evening with all of you, is truly an honor. I must express sincere gratitude to Mr. and Mrs. Nurse and the Toronto chapter and friends for the warm hospitality extended to my delegation and for the care taken to plan and host this exceptional gala. So Robert and the team, you deserve all of the praise and commendation, because I know this has not been an easy journey. I know there have been many sleepless nights, many ups and downs, perhaps even flaring of tempers every now and then. But at the end of the day, when I walked in here this evening, I could feel the energy, I can feel the excitement, and all of you are looking absolutely spectacular. So, looking around this evening, I'm filled with inspiration and hope. Your presence here tonight did not happen by accident. You chose to be here. Thank you. Every individual here made a choice to take an active interest in the affairs of your homeland, a choice to channel your energy towards a cause that you believe in, and a choice to contribute towards nation building. I thank you all for choosing to be with us tonight and for your continued support as we seek to implement the transformative changes we envision for Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. I will spend a little time reporting on our 1 year in office. We are here tonight in the vibrant city that is Toronto to celebrate a significant milestone in our political journey. Our 1 year anniversary as a government. As I address you, I'm reminded of the values that have propelled our movement forward. Values rooted in justice, equality, and progress. These core principles, enshrined in the National Democratic Congress's manifesto, serve as our guiding light on this transformative path. Our team came to the fore because we were tired of the status quo. We were tired of the failed policies, the bankrupt ideas, and the little or low implementation rates. We firmly believe, and still do believe, that our Grenadian people deserve better. "12 months into office, I'm happy to report that we have successfully delivered on several of our campaign promises to the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. When we made those promises, many call them pie in the sky. But my response was then, and still is, that it was going to be pie in your plate. We knew then, and we know now, that honoring those commitments would make a marked difference to the lives of many hardworking Grenadians. And this is just a snapshot. In 1 year, we returned the salaries to our teachers and other public servants that were vindictively docked by the former administration. It was a promise made and a promise kept. We provided significant relief to our nation's parents by removing school fees in pre-primary, primary, and secondary schools. And come this September, we will be removing school fees at the tertiary level at the T.A. Marichaud Community College and the new life organization known as NULO. A promise made and a promise we have kept. Further, we will move to make the necessary legislative change to make sure that no child in Grenada leaves school before they are 18 years old. To ensure that our children are adequately prepared to meaningfully contribute to our society before leaving school. We paid the retroactive pensions and gratuity to our deserving public sector retirees who are unjustly denied their legally entitled rights, some for almost 40 years. The total payment was estimated at $75 million. It was a promise we made and a promise we kept. We began bi-monthly payments of salaries and emoluments for government workers and pensioners to assist in addressing cash flow challenges and to increase the volume of business transactions in the economy. It was a promise made and another promise kept. We have successfully completed a collaborative review of the minimum wage in Grenada. The report is in, and we intend to increase the minimum wage for many of the sectors where the minimum wage is woefully inadequate. We have partnered with internet service provider Flow to launch the JUMP program to establish a network of free wireless access points throughout our communities and tourism sites and recreational parks. Additionally, the program will provide to 1,500 unconnected households in Grenada with subsidized internet access at only EC $20 per month. But not only will they have internet access, a device will also be provided to each household and the necessary training to bring these households which have been left out of the internet into the 21st century. We've established the Grenada Office of Creative Affairs, which seeks to create an enabling environment for the development and growth of the creative and cultural industry in Grenada. It was a promise we made and a promise we have kept. Additionally, in the first year, we successfully launched Grenada's first Creative Industries Symposium, Unleash. We've retained and cleaned up the support for education, empowerment, and development program known as SEED, which allowed for the inclusion of 500 new cases to the program. And as you know, the SEED program is one of our critical safety net programs that seeks to provide cash transfers to vulnerable homes while at the same time ensuring that these homes are empowered to move on and come out of the poverty bracket. We have taken and will continue to take steps to address the skills gaps in schools, introducing skills training in primary schools. We have improved the infrastructure of many of our nation's secondary schools and provided several training and scholarship opportunities for our young people. We have implemented over the last year several cost of living initiatives, such as lowering of the cost of fuel at the pumps to make it easier for citizens to meet their daily commitments, and capping the freight on imported goods to pre-COVID-19 levels. We have also successfully moved the needle on several other campaign promises, and we plan to bring these to bear in the coming months. We have learned in our first year of government that everything we aspire to as a nation is possible once we, as leaders and as citizens, are willing to work together to achieve it. So what is the role of the diaspora in this transformative agenda? The active engagement of our diaspora communities is crucial to the government's transformation agenda. Our manifesto serves as a roadmap for the progress, equality, and prosperity for all Grenadians, both at home and abroad. It outlines our commitment to inclusive governance and to leveraging our collective capacity to achieve success. You, the Grenadian diaspora here in Toronto, is a shining example of the strength and the resilience of our people. Your contributions to various sectors, including education, healthcare, business, have not only enriched your lives, but has also proven to be a driving force behind Grenada's advancement. By way of example, in 2020 alone, total remittances flowing to Grenada from the diaspora through the two main money transfer operations in Grenada amounted to over 200 million EC dollars. We appreciate the immense importance that these remittances hold for our economy and for our people. And the World Bank estimates that your remittances make up 5% of Grenada's gross domestic product. However, we also recognize that the added value that members of our diaspora community can contribute to our society through increased engagement and knowledge sharing. As our resident international community, we value the significant role you play as ambassadors for our culture, heritage, and aspirations. And we also see you as critical stakeholders in our shared future. Many of you will love to spend more time at home, whether on vacation or in your retirement. But the deterioration of our critical sectors over the years, especially healthcare, has created some hesitancy in this regard. As we move into 2 years and the third and the fourth, and as we delved into conceptualization and implementation of our many major projects, healthcare is one such fundamental pillar. And so when we talk about the need to have a state-of-the-art teaching hospital or affordable Grenadian-style houses and the establishment of a modern public library and resource center, we eagerly look forward to your input, your expertise, and your support in these projects. As Mrs. Jeremiah spoke about tonight, the Grenada Diaspora Advisory Council, or GDAC, was created in the past year to serve as a link for government in the diaspora. The council is comprised of Grenadian professionals with expertise in their respective fields and serves to provide advice on government's transformational programs. I invite you to consider joining this network of Grenadians in the diaspora, which provides an avenue to directly support our development initiatives. As a political organization, we recognize that it is not just the government alone that can shape the destiny of our country. We depend on you as members of the 16th constituency of Grenada to partner with us in doing so. And that partnership also includes your presence here tonight. And so your support for this gala and our resource center is critical to the longevity and the continued growth of the National Democratic Congress, nurturing a culture of political activism and youth involvement in nation building. So your presence and your contributions tonight will go towards ensuring the actualization of this vision. I also extend a special invitation to each person here tonight to play an active role in the engagement, the management, and the support of not just the National Democratic Congress, but the government of Grenada. As members of the diaspora, you bring diverse perspectives, experiences, and knowledge that can enrich the political discourse and the decision-making process in Grenada. Active participation also ensures that the valued voices of our diaspora community are heard, and that our membership is inclusive and representative of all citizens, regardless of their geographic location. Grenada is teeming with opportunities. These opportunities are waiting to be nurtured and explored. You, the citizens in the diaspora, hold a wellspring of knowledge, expertise, and resources that can propel Grenada's development to new heights. We need your investments. We need your expertise. And we need your guidance to take our nation to the next level. By investing in Grenada, you will not only create economic growth, but you will also contribute to the well-being of our people. Your investments can create jobs, stimulate innovation, and improve the lives of fellow citizens. As a government, we are actively considering proposals to encourage diaspora involvement in our domestic economic development, particularly in terms of promoting entrepreneurship and attracting foreign investment. We have recently appointed Mr. Terry Forrester as the Ambassador for Diaspora Affairs. His appointment reflects our commitment to strengthening the relationship with our diaspora communities. The Diaspora Desk, led by Mr. Forrester, is expected to become more active in fostering collaboration and exploring opportunities for diaspora involvement. I therefore extend a heartfelt invitation to each and every one of you here present tonight to be part of Grenada's transformation. Embrace the opportunity to invest in our nation and to nurture its potential. But I want to encourage you to go beyond financial investments and consider transferring your knowledge through mentorship. Many of you have acquired valuable skills and expertise during your time in Canada. And by sharing that knowledge with aspiring Grenadian entrepreneurs, professionals, and students, you can uplift our entire nation. Your guidance and mentorship can help bridge the gap between theory and practice, opening doors of opportunity for the next generation of Grenadian leaders. To aid in this process, our government will establish programs and initiatives that connect interested members of the diaspora with aspiring individuals in Grenada. We will create mentorship networks, organize workshops, and facilitate partnerships that enable knowledge transfer and collaboration. We genuinely look forward to your participation in making these initiatives a success. By leveraging the power of mentorship, we can nurture talent, foster innovation, and create a culture of success that permeates all sectors of Grenadian society. And as we approach our 50th anniversary of independence, we anticipate a significant homecoming and diaspora participation in various activities throughout the year. My friends, if you have not yet started planning for this momentous occasion in Grenada's history, I suggest you begin to do so in earnest. A special committee, which includes a representative from each parish and the diaspora, has been appointed to organize and manage this extended celebration, with activities scheduled to commence in September 2023, and they will continue throughout the entire year of 2024. And so I want to indicate that this 50th anniversary marks a significant milestone in the history and the trajectory of Grenada. I was not alive when Grenada gained its independence. And so I'm privileged to be leading the country at this significant milestone. Grenada, despite its size, has punched way above its weight politically, socially, culturally, and it is important for us to appreciate the many success stories of Grenadians, both at home and in the diaspora. There are countries that are 100 times the size of Grenada's population and its size, but they have not produced a Miss World, they have not produced a 400 meters gold, silver, and bronze Olympic medalist. They have not produced a world double champion javelin. So it's important for us to celebrate, to appreciate, and to tell our collective stories of resilience, perseverance, determination, and excellence. And so I want to encourage you, not just to return home, but to be part of the Diaspora celebrations in Canada, in the United States, in the United Kingdom, and elsewhere that will mark the 50th anniversary of Grenada's independence. I'm here tonight because of you. It is your support, it is your advocacy, it is your prayers that has led to the change which took place 1 year ago in Grenada. And though the change might have been long in coming, nothing happens before its time. And so I want to say to you that on behalf of the government and people of Grenada, it is with a profound sense of gratitude and humility that I stand before you to recommit and to repledge that I will do my best to ensure that the pride, the excitement, the energy that you felt 1 year ago and that you feel in this room tonight remains a constant throughout the next 4 years of our government in office. We deserve better. You have chosen to ensure that the next generation of Grenadians can once more feel proud to be Grenadian and can once more take part without fear of intimidation, without fear of victimization in the public life of Grenada. And so, for your choice, your support, I'm eternally grateful. And so I want to conclude by saying this. If ever you doubt the power of the individual, if ever you doubt the power of standing up for what is right, if ever you doubt that you can make a difference in your individual life and the collective life of others, my presence here today should remind you not to succumb to that doubt. It only takes the courage of one, and that courage of one can spread like COVID. And so we need that courage. We need that courage to continue spreading. We need you to not just be active in the life of Grenada, but we also need you to be active in the life of Canada. Because I can assure you, if the Grenadian diaspora in Canada is strong, Canada is strong. If the Grenadian diaspora in Canada is strong, Grenada is strong. And if both Grenada and Canada are strong, then collectively we are stronger together. So, Mr. Andal, if you don't mind, I'd like to propose a toast to our fantastic guests here tonight. I hope everyone has a glass in their hands or close by. So, to you, the beautiful people in here tonight, thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for your prayers. Thank you very much for your encouragement. And I want to say hip hip. Hip hip hip. Hip hip hip. Thank you very much. And there's a big space on the dance floor, so I look forward to seeing you guys dancing. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Dickon Mitchell, the 9th Prime Minister of Grenada.
It is Canada Day, and we would like to present our Prime Minister and our Minister for Foreign Affairs with a signature Canada gift, maple syrup. So we want to thank you both for coming here tonight, and we truly appreciate it, and we hope to see you back, Mr. Andol, another time. This is the first time, so it'll be a second time soon. Thank you.
Man, your Prime Minister is a wonderful speaker. Yes, he is. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for letting me be part of this wonderful event, welcoming PM Mitchell to Canada. Now, I just want to say, you know, I will be in Grenada for Carnival, just so you know. So if you see me walking along Karani James Boulevard and you want to buy me a Stag beer or a Lambi Waters, please, okay? You might find me at Old Mass or maybe La Sagesse or, you know, but when you see me in Grenada, anybody there for Carnival, I will be on the island for Carnival, and I'm so looking forward to it. I get to now introduce my friend who I've introduced on stages all across the GTA, and I didn't know for years that he was actually Grenadian. Eddie Bullen is one of Canada's preeminent jazz musicians, composers, arrangers, and producers, and he's Grenadian. He's accompanied by another incredible jazz musician who also hails from the Spice Island. Jeremy Sean Hector is a jazz guitarist, and I do have some of his tunes now on my phone because I downloaded them on iTunes, and they are gonna get us through the entree as we enjoy the rest of our meal tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Eddie Bullen and Jeremy Sean Hector.
Final radar contact 7¾ miles. 07, show my 77.
Control, no problems on board here as we continue to make our final descent into the Maurice Bishop International Airport, Grenada. We are approaching our final descent. However, we do have some passengers on board inquiring about packages. Packages? What packages? Folks are asking about Monday night packages. Oh, they must be speaking about amazing colors. Yes, Master Control, we are aboard flight H473 on the descent to Grenada. What do I tell the passengers, Master Control? Well, just instruct them to head down to the Carnage. The mass camp is located right opposite the Rum Runner, where they could pick up all the packages for Monday night mass and Juve. Master Control, are you saying that they could get both the Monday night mass and Juve packages when they get to Grenada? Yes, of course. Or they could reserve the package online at mnngrenada.com. That's mnngrenada.com. Or WhatsApp 718-701-5720. We're on approach, Master Control, and we should be on the ground shortly. See you in the band.
Monday Night Mass with amazing colors. Get your packages now for both Monday Night Mass and Juve online at mnngrenada.com. That's mnngrenada.com or WhatsApp 718-701-5720. Amazing colors. It's so amazing.
Move, read, mud, bud. It goes like that. I play no wicked job. I play no wicked job. I play no wicked job. They go off to say I'm mad. I play no wicked job. I play no wicked job. I play no wicked job. They go off to say I'm mad. All your pump, all your jump, all your wave, all your.
The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Dad deserves more than just a day. Father's Day is a season, in fact, more of a lifestyle. So let's treat Dad with the comfort of simple luxury. At GTS Luxury Home, you'll find a wide assortment of bedding and furniture. Get that perfect piece to start off, or complete his man cave, or upgrade his bedroom to the most comfortable king size that he will truly love and adore. You can certainly buy cash or explore our credit options. Visit us at 467 Thomas S. Boylan Street, Brooklyn. GTS Luxury Home, where opulence meets affordability.
pleasant afternoon to all Grenadians in Toronto and Canada in general. I'm in Toronto at the moment, and I just wanted to know that I came in last night. I'm here, ready and happy to be here. I hope I get to see many of you on Saturday and Sunday for the Town Hall and the Grand Gala. Minister of Foreign Affairs is also with me, and we look forward to engaging and sharing some time and some love with all of you. Thank you.
So I'm just sending out a big greeting to all Grenadians who live in Canada, but particularly in the Toronto area. Prime Minister and I, we are leading a small delegation to take part in a series of activities in Toronto over the weekend. And we're looking forward to seeing as many Grenadians as possible attend a town hall meeting that we'll be having on Sunday, as well as a grand gala dinner tomorrow night, I believe. So come out in your numbers and support. And currently we are at the Grenada consulate, and we just want to let you know that this is a part of our territory in Canada, and that you must always feel welcome. Visit, come share your ideas and so on. There are services that are available to you. You can have your passport renewed, you can have your citizenship status if you're the descendant or the child of a Grenadian. Come and get that sorted out. And whatever other questions or queries you have about Grenada, please feel free to pop in. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has also launched an initiative. We have set up something called the Grenada Diaspora Advisory Council, GDAC for short. And what we try to do with GDAC is to ensure that as many Grenadians as possible who live in the diaspora, who have skills, talent, capital that they want to invest or share with the homeland, you can get yourself into that so that you can play your part in the transformation effort. So again, it's a real pleasure being here. So far we have met a couple of extremely great Grenadian people, and we're looking forward to seeing more of you during the course of the weekend.
Okay, so I'm Donna Antoine. I've been working here for the past 6 years. I do the accounting and I do the administrative work at the office. I'm happy to be here, and I'll just appeal to Grenadians, so please come and get your passports renewed, the foreigners, your visas, and we welcome anybody who come. Once you have questions, you can come into us and we'll be happy to attend to you.
Hi, my name is Desiree Charles, and I'm the receptionist and administrative assistant for the Grenada consulate here in Toronto. We do a wide range of services here. We do passport applications, visa, driver's license. We do everything Grenadian that you want us to do here for you. We're at the Young and Eglinton, 90 Eglinton Avenue East, Suite 605. We're going up to the Town Hall on Sunday, and we'll have passport applications there for Grenadians who would like to get some applications. We'll walk with our passport applications, so you can come at the table there and collect one. And we look forward to seeing everybody out at the Town Hall to greet our Prime Minister, the Honorable Deacon Mitchell. Thank you.